Okay, we need to talk about something.
Christmas present.
We need to talk about something.
Okay.
There's this movie. There's this movie that Eily and I watched years ago. And we are trying to find it. And if anyone has any information, we cannot figure out what freaking movie it is. We're like 99% sure it had Tom Hanks in it for like 2 seconds. He was a mailman. I know he was a mailman. But maybe it wasn't Tom Hanks. Maybe.
Because we can't find it on his list of things that he's done.
So maybe it was just someone that looked exactly like Tom Hanks. Eily, would you tell about the story? Because you kind of remember it better than me a little bit.
Yeah, so I do think it starts out with the bicycle montage thing. There's like there's like these 2 kids on bicycles that are like doing some cross country, like going over hills and trick riding like through these trails and stuff. I don't remember how it's connected to the plot at all, but I remember there was this rickety village, and there was a family of a father, a wife, and a daughter that was like 6-ish. And somehow the daughter goes missing. She goes with these 2 men that are like, they're not cowboys, but they're like hobos or coal miners or...
They're coal miners. Or like, they're
gold
searching
diggers.
for treasure or something.
Yeah,
probably.
they might be, what do you call gold digger guys? I can't think of the word. But I think it was supposed to be set in that time period, but it's hard to tell. Because it's such a poorly made movie. And the dad is like, his passion is either like costume design or like making disguises, and so he uses that talent to get his daughter back somehow. And at the end, I remember what he looks like. He has like a big dark mustache and dark hair, and he's like skinny. At the end, whatever costume he's wearing or disguise that he's wearing, it's like inflatable, and so he basically like turns into a balloon, and there's like a song playing, and he's like bouncing around in the woods, and then he's like laughing, and it's the weirdest, trippiest, crappiest thing I've ever seen, and it was so unnerving when I saw it, and it went on for so long, and it had nothing to do with anything. And I just have to find it again because it feels like a fever dream, but it's not a dream because Jason and I both remember it.
And we remember where we were.
There was a time, yes, we watched it at the Hollander's grandma's house.
When we were making those puffy paint shirts, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Who else was there? Weren't like
Bobby was there.
Weren't like the Kesters there or something?
I don't know if they were still there by that point.
Who was it?
But
I feel like
I don't
Brayden
know if
and
you have
Oakley
any
were with us.
superpowers to help.
I feel like we
find,
took Brayden and Oakley with us. They were there that night.
They did make puffy paint shirts, didn't
Yeah.
they? Well, Brayden and Oakley, if you're watching this, I don't think we've ever talked about it before, but we've been trying to find this movie forever, and the Hollanders don't remember it at all. There was a time when they're like, oh yeah, I know what you're talking about, but they couldn't tell us anything about it, and now they don't remember it at all, so.
Those bike boys are like the ones that found her, right? Okay. Or somehow?
I have no
I feel
recollection. I remember the men taking the girl into a cave, and that was it.
I remember them being like really stupid, right?
Yeah.
Or they're like exceptionally dumb.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a very, very family-friendly movie, and it might be Christian, but I don't remember any.
Right, because I don't think they would have
like that.
Oh, maybe, I don't know. Yeah, it was weird.
Like we're practicing shooting. 1, 3, we pop cans on 3. Like he's stealing chips like Creed every time Jason tries to cheat. From cows to sports beliefs to feet, we speak anything you can think. Leave questions in the comments feed. Jason will see 'cause I can't read.
So, 1,
2.
3.
Oh, it didn't really pop.
Yeah, we question? Oh, right. Anything interesting happened to you this week? Anyone?
I saw Triceratops.
That sounds...
Improbable?
There was a person inside, but it looked very,
Oh.
very realistic. The eyes blink, and there was no way I could convince Theo that it was a toy. Like, that's normally the word I use when something's fake. It's a toy. But yeah, he was totally sold.
Wow. Wow. That's cool. At first when you said there was a person inside of it, I thought it like ate a person, but...
I thought you might think that.
Yeah. One of the kids at Thrive today, I won't say his name, but you two will know exactly who I'm talking about, said that he has a gun, a dino gun, that's made to shoot dinosaurs. Oh, right, something happened to me this week. We're here. So that happened this week.
Where's here?
This is my house, which I've had my house for a little bit, but I got things arranged enough that we can have the podcast in here now. So that's really exciting for me.
It's very comfortable. I like not having to clean Theo's room before recording sessions, but maybe we could get something a little more interesting.
Or have my bed like 1 foot in front of us, but we just make the camera so you can't see it. Yeah, I need to put something interesting back there behind us.
Comment below what should go on Jason's wall.
Oh boy.
The map to the lost city of Atlantis.
Fair enough. Because that I can acquire.
Or you can get a picture of literally hell, otherwise known as Ohio.
For real, you guys should comment questions, because we have no questions ever. Comment questions on any video at any time, constantly. Comment questions, please. Help.
We don't care how dumb they are.
Literally anything.
Well, Isaac asked what the best color is and why.
Well, I would say probably one of the colors that we can't see. Right? Because, like, there's a lot of colors beyond violet, right? Like, in the spectrum that we can't see. And also below red, right?
Right. I don't know if you guys read that on the sheet today at Thrive about how the new telescope uses, infrared to get the images. And, I mean, we got so many awesome images from... it's even better than the Hubble Space Telescope, but I can't remember what it's called because...
James Webb.
James Webb, thank you. I'm not good at remembering names, but... So, yeah, probably infrared is the most useful.
Right.
You can see in the dark with it if you have the goggles.
And then, what is black light? Like, I know... I learned all about it in science class. I'm a country boy. In science class, and we got black lights and stuff, but I don't remember anymore.
There
what is it
is
exactly?
so much about color that I feel like I don't know. Like, there are people that have dedicated their lives, colors all have numbers and names, and, there's just so much I don't know about.
The fact that we can give colorblind people color, that they can see color, is insane. That is just mind-blowing.
I kind of sounds weird. I wish I could experience color for the first time, as an adult.
I know, right?
That seems kind of cool.
It seems incredible, yeah. And I've heard that they don't see color as well as even though they get that, they still can't see color very well at all. But still, it's still amazing for them. Yeah.
But according to Wikipedia, black lights emit long wave ultraviolet light and very little actual visible light.
Long wave ultraviolet? I thought
Yes.
ultraviolet was like fast waves.
I don't know.
Like, because isn't red the slowest, and then
That is
once
what
you
I
get
thought
to
as well,
violet,
but
it gets the
again,
fastest.
I know nothing.
I didn't know lights had or colors had different speeds.
Well, they're kind of different. Well, their wavelengths are shorter or longer, so kind of they're traveling at different speeds, but they don't go farther. You know what I'm saying? So, like, ultraviolet has shorter wavelengths, correct? And red has big wavelengths. Correct me if I'm wrong, YouTube, but I'm right. So yeah, the best color is officially infrared, I guess, which is below red, I believe, right? Yeah.
Seems kind of like a lazy answer, so you don't have to commit to anything you can actually see.
Maybe. Do you have a color?
Now I feel like anything I say won't be good enough for to compare with infrared, but teal.
I do like teal. Teal is solid. What is the difference between teal and cyan?
Teal is more green. Cyan's more on the blue. But they're
Cyan
like-
is yellower,
What?
and teal is bluer.
Okay. Right. I see what you mean. I guess so. Have you guys seen that meme that's like a printer, and it's he like clicks print and it says low on cyan. He's like, oh, it's okay, it's just black and white. It says, no, screw you, low on cyan.
Oh yeah, printers suck.
And it's like smiling at him, like it's like totally happy. It's like, no, screw you, low on cyan.
Do you want to hear the next question?
Yeah.
Why do teenagers love fights?
What kind of fights? Just fights?
I don't know.
What kind of fights does he mean? Like drama? Is that the kind of fight he mean?
Yeah, just like the kind of stuff that happens in school where a girl grabs someone's hair and throws her on the ground and blah, blah, blah. That kind of stuff, I think, is what he's referring to.
Well, I feel like that's become more of a problem, like, right now, that because kids have so much less exposure to, what is that called? Physical,
Violence?
no. You know, like, roughhousing. What's the word I'm trying to say? You know what I'm talking about? What's the
Like a
word?
healthy version of fighting?
Yeah. You know what I'm talking
Yeah.
about? Why can't I think of the word? It's super
Wrestling?
common word. No. Like, what would you call it if monkeys were doing it? They're...
Fighting?
No!
What's wrong with roughhousing?
Sure. It has play. Play is in the word.
Horseplay?
Sure. Horseplay, I guess. It's not exactly the word, but... Anyway. You know, I feel like it's always just like, don't touch it. So, like, whenever they do, it's, like, way too extreme. And they always have, like, a craving for it because they don't get it. And so that's why, I think. Like, once they get teenagers, they still have a craving for it because they never got it. People need to be able to roughhouse more when they're little and know their strengths and be able to control themselves. It's very healthy. It's necessary for males and females.
I mean, I
More so males, but go ahead.
I personally think it has more to do with just humans are violent by nature, and I mean, gladiators way back or getting cocks to fight. Like, there would be fights regardless, like...
Yeah.
Yeah, back in the time when it was like acceptable for guys to fight stuff out, they were
Right.
getting plenty of it there too, and it was
Yeah.
happening there. But
But
I
felt
do
more
totally see what
healthy.
you're coming
Like,
from.
I feel like teenagers at this point, or young, like 11, 10-year-olds, crave it more now. Like, feel like they would just do it, and there were like certain people that enjoyed it, and they would fight a lot. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But it was also less dangerous because they knew each other's strengths. Like, it wasn't, they knew when they were gonna hurt someone.
There was like
when
an
they weren't.
integrity to it,
Yeah.
where like, I'm not gonna gouge your eyes, and
Yeah.
that, like, there was like understood rules to it, even
Yeah.
even between the kids. It wasn't like authorities were putting the rule on you, hey, don't hit him in the face. It's just like your
Yeah.
understanding you have between each other, and then after that it's like you've worked it out, and then you're friends again.
Exactly.
Kind of thing.
And like that's a case in like period, like the threat of physical violence too with men and women. Men resolve conflict way faster than women do. That's a fact. Because of like they get
Get it over with.
physical fit, or they get it over with, yeah, because of the threat of physical violence. They might get physical even, but like they restore a relationship way faster than women do because they just talk about each other, and then they're like vicious with their words and hold stuff and talk behind each other's back and did it, more than men do. Obviously some men do it too, but I'm talking overall statistically, men solve conflicts much more often and much faster than women do.
Nana told me a story on Friday that she had a friend that when they grew up together, and her friend was always saying, well, you have to do what I want to do because I'm younger than you. So Nana put up with that for a while, and finally she just got tired of her being a little brat, and so she pinned her down on the bed and said, I'm done, blah, blah, blah. I'm done, catering to you and all this stuff. And the girl didn't say she was sorry or anything like that. Like, she never brought it up again. It was over, and they were friends. And she stopped doing the thing that Nana didn't want her to do.
Yep.
So, it was funny. It was funny to hear. I've never had to get, sorry. The only time I've ever gotten physical with somebody, I gave them 3 chances beforehand, and then actually had to do it, was with Wyatt, because he kept doing some weird inappropriate thing that was making me uncomfortable. Not to me, but just like being a dumb 13-year-old or whatever he was doing. And I was like, if you do that again, I'm going to punch you in the stomach. And he did again, and I punched him in the stomach, and he stopped.
Solid.
There have been times where I've had to threaten Danny too, around that same age, with that, but he never wanted to see my strength, I guess.
What do you think, Ethan?
I mean, didn't I already say?
He just thinks
Oh,
violence
yeah, he
is
did.
violence.
Yeah, humans are violent.
So what about you with your brothers?
Oh, it would be like a typical thing to get in physical fights, like where if we got really pissed off or even just stressed about other things, like the biggest fight I can think of, like me and Elijah, who's my older brother, like first week of school or first month of school, and it was really stressful that year in particular because a lot of other stuff going on, and he was swinging around a metal thing that had broken off of a chair and hit me in the groin, and I just got set off and I tackled him, and we end up in a knockdown drag out brawl. Is that the right?
Yeah.
And in our living room floor, and it ended whenever I eventually got up, and while he was still ground, I curb stomped his nuts while he was down, And then he recovered much quicker than I was expecting. And I go, oh crap, and run. And he like Superman punches me in the back of the head. And then like I fell down like real dramatically on purpose. And then like he like helps me up and goes, we good? I'm like, yeah, we're good. And we just both walk away.
That's great. That's cool.
But that's just like, we would, when my parents weren't around most of the time, we would just fight and then get it over with and never take things too far.
Cool. Great.
Long story short, it is a way to resolve conflict.
Yeah.
I feel like there are healthier ways still, though. Like,
Yeah. No matter what, the threat of it's always there, though. You know? And that's interesting. Fact. Okay. What is the next?
Also from Isaac, what does ambient feel like?
I'm sure he means Ambien.
Oh. Weird. I painted last night and then put the paint, I wanted to save it in the fridge.
Why?
I don't know. Wasn't even good paintings. I wasted 2 canvases. I like had an idea that like struck and it was gonna be so good, and then this morning I'm like, why did I do that? That was so dumb. Canvases are expensive. But yeah, it's weird.
Just weird. That's the
I-
best you can describe it.
It's different depending on like what I've eaten, how much food is like in my system, how tired I am. Like last night it wasn't 30 minutes before it was completely kicked in. Now it's just like burst of creativity and which is generally like I'll come up with ideas or something on it and I'll have to tell somebody and then it'll be dumb when I wake up. But sometimes it's just like feels like not out of body, but like slightly out of body, like you're
Like in a sleep paralysis.
yes, but not paralyzed. You can still like go up around and do stuff, but just like what's going on?
Cool.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, have you ever had like where, obviously you have this all the time, so this is kind of a question for Eily, but I mean, obviously, where like you have this great idea in your sleep and you write it down, and then you go back to sleep. You know, you're like, oh, I wrote it down, okay, great, and then you go back to sleep, and you wake up and you're like, that is the dumbest thing ever. Or you just have no idea, even after looking at it, you're just like, I don't know what I was talking about. But
I always forget to write it down. I always think, oh, I'll remember in the morning. I do the same thing with dreams. Like, oh man, I can't wait to tell Isaac about this dream that I had. I'm sure I'll remember it because it's so amazing. And then it just is gone forever.
yeah.
I never ever write it down. So, have you ever had a medicine that gave you weird side effect? Like
Me?
have you ever taken anything stronger than Tylenol?
No.
Wow, good for you.
Nope. I don't know what drugs feel like. Any.
The heaviest one I've taken, besides like having anesthesia for my wisdom teeth, which that's not a fun story to talk about. I didn't have any of the fun like giddiness or cussing or anything like that. I just cried really hard, and they couldn't get me to stop. But oh man, I hate that I can't remember what it's called. Gabapentin.
Bless you.
That was the strongest thing I've ever had to take, and it was just a trial to see if it would help my feet out. It did not, but strangers were coming up to me and asking if I was okay, and I thought I was just walking like normal. I don't even to this day I don't know what it tipped them off that I wasn't okay. I don't know if I was just really pale or what, but yeah, I was like, I did get really dizzy from it, and I couldn't. I only took it 2 days, and I could never take it again. But I know there's people that that keeps them going and keeps them functioning. I just can't imagine.
I've had pretty wild hallucinations though from fevers.
Oh, those are the worst.
Oh yeah. So like I still have like so much PTSD from hallucinations. The like songs that go in and out a lot. You know, like volume. Like I don't want to listen to them because it reminds me of hallucinations so much. It's weird. Anyway, yeah. I've had a lot of wild. I don't know. They're not like story good. You know what I mean? They're just like you're just laying there and the ceiling gets like. I don't know how to explain it exactly, except that everything is super extreme and opposite directions at the same time. So, like, something will be super small. Like, it'll be, like, super small, but also super loud. And, like, super close. And then something will be, like, unbearably big and also so quiet that you can't hear it. And then, like, really far away at the same time.
And for some reason, that's scary.
Yeah, it's super scary. It's like uncontrollable. Like you're straining so hard to hear it because it's so quiet, but it's also so huge. And yeah, it's really weird. It's just stress.
I've never hallucinated before, but I can kind of get in that state sometimes when I'm falling asleep. I can understand what you're talking about.
And I can
I've
too,
never had
but
it
it's
that vivid.
way mild. So
And like I feel like I
times
could
1,000.
control it if I wanted to. Like if I wanted to just wake myself up from it, I could. And so I wasn't scared, but I'm hungry. Jason has lots of good snacks in his house.
There's popcorn. We could make popcorn.
Like we have to pop it. It's not pre-packed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm up for that.
It's something cool to say. Then I forgot. Oh, dang it.
Oh,
I had it, but go ahead.
This is totally unrelated, just a question of my own. To add to the list. Is art dead?
No.
That's it? No?
Just no.
Ecclesiastes says there's nothing new under the sun.
Yep. So no. No art was ever art. If art is not art now. The only time art will be dead is if AI becomes so good at recreating art that you can't tell what's actually art and what's digitally made.
Wow. I'd like to think that we're not close to that, but I
think
also
we
don't
are
know.
kind of close. We are pretty close. But like you can like, because even humans make art that's not art. You know, humans make art that's
for sure.
that's made like a
All you
robot
gotta
would
do
make it.
is
You know, and
Go
so
to
that
Coops Fest to know that.
and so you don't like even human art. You can just be like, that's crap. You know, and so all the art that's made by AI right now is like that. But if it gets so good that it can like come up with creative ideas on its own, that'd be wild. And I don't feel like we're that far away. Because it has access to all the creative ideas ever made. You know what I mean? So.
And humans have less than that.
Right.
You know, only what they've been exposed to is all they have to work with.
Be a sad day.
But I think you can even argue that what the AI come up with itself is art. Like, art is subjective. Like,
but isn't it
beauty is in the eye
expression?
of the beholder.
But it's expression too, though. Like
Mm-hmm.
art is expression. Robots can't express things.
Would it not be an expression?
It's a
extended
false
through
expression.
the person who created the AI?
No,
You don't think so?
it's a soulless expression. You won't feel Like, it won't give you a good feeling, I don't feel like. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might
Every
be able to,
AI
it might be
art
able
I've
to
seen
trigger
makes me-
emotions, but I feel like it won't, like, overall, you won't get a good feeling from it. It feel empty. Like, because even, like I was saying, people can create art that sounds like good art, but you can kind of tell it's not genuine. And then you're like, as soon as you get any sense that it's not genuine, it's just like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like, it still might even be kind of enjoyable to listen to or look at or whatever, but you won't, you just kind of get a watered down feeling.
Because AI art has definitely made me feel feelings, but they've never been good feelings. They just make me so uncomfortable.
Yeah. I have photo generation on my phone now. You can type stuff in and it generates photos. It's kind of fun to play with, but yeah, it's weird.
I've kind of wanted, just like I've seen where people, I don't know if it's like actually, like if it's actually a photo generation app or whatever, or if it's just someone saying, I typed in Shrek making out with the Pope and this is what an AI came up with. It's like, no, that probably just came from your own drawings, like that you came up with at 3 a.m.
Oh, goodness.
Man.
That would take a lot more work, though.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Like, why would you fake that? Like, I would be, like, proud of that.
You'd be proud if you drew the Pope
Yes.
and Shrek making out.
Yes, if I could draw it in a way that it looked like an AI made it, dude, that would be dope. I can't draw at all, so I can't draw at all. So I would be proud of that. I suck at drawing.
Yeah, he does. I can't think of anyone worse, actually.
Oh,
But then
Literally,
again, I
like
haven't
the
seen a lot of
littles,
people.
like the little kids, like the first graders can draw. Some of them can draw way better than me. It's true.
Well, I can check on my questions if you'd like.
Okay.
there's still 2 more from Isaac.
Oh, okay. You want to do his first?
Sure.
Okay, go for it.
Why is the dad from Cocomelon so scary?
Cocomelon. Which one is that?
I'm gonna look it up real
I know
quick.
what Cocomelon is, but which dad is it?
His eyes are big and close together, and his mouth reaches further than the corners of his eyes, which is totally unnatural. Your mouth goes to the middle of your eyes, and you can make it
Right.
bigger, but any further than the corners of your eyes is wrong. And I just noticed that, like, since I used to draw faces a lot, that was something I noticed, and like, that is wrong. And his lips are so...
Is this him?
Yeah, that's him. But when he yeah, those aren't very
he's not too
disturbing
bad.
pictures. You should try to look up disturbing pictures.
We should show Ethan Jamel the camel. Have you shown him Jamel the camel?
I did show you Jamal the camel, didn't I? Where the humps fall off the camel's back. I feel like
I feel like there's no way you'd forget.
I feel like one day at work you told me to search it.
Okay,
But
yeah,
I-
that could be.
Don't know that I did.
Okay.
Should totally search that right now and watch it.
What?
It's something else. It's something else. I want to go make popcorn.
So are we gonna pause it?
No, I'll just go make popcorn.
Okay.
You guys can keep talking.
Sure.
But I think the real reason the dad from Cocomelon is freaky is the uncanny valley.
Right.
What?
You've never heard of the uncanny valley?
What's the uncanny valley?
So it's like a phrase, idea of like when something gets so close, like in a steady incline of animation, gets close to realism, there's like a valley right before it gets to be real, like realistic, where it is so close to just something off. It's disturbing.
That is how I feel about She-Hulk.
Yes.
I can't look at her.
Like, it's one of the... That's... I dislike She-Hulk for a number of reasons, but it wasn't until, like, the other day I was talking to my younger brother, and I was like, I just realized what it is. It's Uncanny Valley. That's why I can't stay in the show. I still watch every episode. I hate every episode of it.
Me too.
But it's disturbing.
And it's weird because regular Hulk has the same thing going on, but I guess I'm desensitized to it. I don't know, but I think her hair really throws me off, and just the color. I think.
Yeah.
I don't really know, but yeah, it took me a while to even be willing to watch the trailer. I finally sat through the whole trailer eventually, and then I've been watching it with Isaac when he watches it, but like it hasn't been. I thought it would wear off, but it's not wearing off.
Yeah, like, it's just like, I think the whole show's awful, but that's just like the worst part. It's like subconsciously creepy.
Yeah.
And if it was a horror show, that'd be great. I would love that, but that's not at all what it's supposed to be.
Yeah. I have a hard time appreciating it because I haven't read any She-Hulk comics, so like I don't know any of her background and like what's referenced to the comics and what's new, and if the comics are even any good. And so I'm just like, I'm not invested at all.
Like, I think She-Hulk's a character I'm not too familiar with either. Like, I'm typically a huge nerd and all things nerd, but like She-Hulk's never really one I've been able to get into. But like, a courtroom drama comedy sounds like it'd be great, but it's like the writers don't know how to write a comedy or a courtroom drama. And so it's like the jokes land flat and the courtroom scenes just take up like 5% of the show when it's just resolved, like no complications or anything.
I do kind of like seeing the Abomination guy. I can't remember his name, but like none of the side characters are convincing to me at all. They don't seem like real people at all.
Yeah.
And yeah, like Gamora doesn't throw me off. She's a green lady.
Well,
why
they just painted her.
Right.
Like, so she's... But She-Hulk is CGI, so... Like, I think it would have been much easier if they just painted her and then, like...
Really, yeah.
They could even just enlarge her through CGI, like, or use different techniques for shooting the scene so she looks bigger, like what they did with Lord of the Rings with the Hobbits, or...
Right. I feel like they just did CGI just because they could. They had the budget for it, and there's like not really caring about how it really turned out in the end. What do you think of the new Little Mermaid drama?
I think that this is a minor conspiracy theory. I think Disney's hiring and going, like, we're doing diverse casts and stuff to hide behind legitimate criticism of their stuff. Like, the trailer looks like it's 90% stock footage of the ocean, and then very little, like, I think the actress looks fine, and, like,
Yeah.
But it's just looks boring. Like, I also don't like the original Little Mermaid, like, at all. I think the plot's dumb, and
I never watched it, so I don't even know it really. But yeah, I feel like people are we've been trying to tell you, Disney, we're tired of the remakes, but they're gonna do them anyway, and so they're just like, any attention is good attention, so we're just gonna keep doing it, and we're not doing it for you Disney adults anyway. We're doing it for the kids, and the kids will love it. So,
but I don't know that kids will love it. Like, excuse me.
do it right?
Like, my nephew hates or won't watch any of the live action stuff. He just doesn't get into it.
Yeah.
I realized I don't have bowls, so this is what we're stuck with.
It's almost unappetizing after hearing you guys.
Was there any more?
What is your favorite kind of lightning?
That's a great question. I love that.
There's different kinds of lightning.
There's heat lightning and regular lightning. I don't know anything else.
I'm just thinking about like the way they look. Like, do you like the kind in the clouds, or the kind that strikes the ground, or?
I like the ones in the clouds. Not too big of them striking me. Or my goat.
Have you actually had a goat get struck by lightning?
Mm-hmm.
I'll have to add that to the list.
Yeah, I had a very small goat.
Did it get superpowers or die?
It died.
Oh. It's
Do you
kinda
think
lame.
it died right away?
Had to have.
I hope so.
Do you know koalas are so dumb? They'll get struck by lightning and just continue on. Like, they just like...
It doesn't really change much for
It
them.
doesn't really change much for them. They just get struck by lightning, and if they survive, they're just like, oh man, all the food that I was going to eat on this tree, the leaves that were on the tree are now on the ground. And they won't register that as food because it's not attached to the tree. So it'll crawl down, risk getting eaten by a dingo or any of the other number of things in Australia, climb to another tree and eat that. But like, if you pick a leaf off of a tree, the eucalyptus, and then like in front of the koala, and then just try and hand it to it, it will not register it as food.
That's sad.
Wow.
They have the smoothest brains of any mammal.
Wow. That's crazy.
Interesting. It's not surprising. I don't know why.
Well, anyway, my favorite kind of lightning is when it's just a little bit colorful. You know, when there's like, when the clouds give it different colors and stuff. You never
Okay.
noticed that before?
No.
I like the lightning that gives people superpowers in comic books.
Fair enough.
Okay, Adam skipped over one of my questions,
Okay.
and I think it's a good one. Maybe not for him, but I think it's a good one for us. When you imagine animals talking, as you do they have accents, and what accents do they have?
Well, dogs do not sound goofy like they always make them sound in movies. Like in every movie, the dog's like, "Oh, you know what I mean?"
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I want bone. Like, I freaking hate it. They're just, I don't know. I don't give them accents. I mean, some of them, like some animals, their personality, are like, that one's got a British accent. But, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I think it depends on the animal itself. Like,
Yeah, definitely. But they're never like, okay, some of them are retards, but
like my...
Clearly, as we've discussed, koalas.
and like,
I think that's an insult to people who are mentally retarded. But like my dog who recently passed away, I imagined her with like a sassy southern accent. But then like
I wouldn't have thought of her that way.
my brother's dog, I just imagine like a typical accent, but then for some reason Lemmy, Isaac's chameleon, I imagine to have like a really pretentious British accent.
Yeah, I definitely think chameleons are the cats of the lizard world.
Fair enough. Yeah. Yeah, definitely, like, the sheep had different accents. Like, all the Suffolks were British. Period. Like, I don't know, they were just... You know, they were just those kind of sheep. You know what I mean? Oh, there's a wolf! You know what I mean? Muffin was, like, country. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
And then Sugar and Spice were like...
Even if they could talk, they couldn't talk. Well, I don't think this one's been discussed yet, but sorry if it has. What color lightsabers would you guys have?
I don't know anything.
Then pick your favorite color.
Blue.
Yellow. Or white.
Yellow. Yeah. I was gonna say white.
I don't know, maybe not blue. I feel like blue's a soft color. Like if I had a fighting sword of death, I wouldn't want it to be blue, I feel like, but...
Would you want like the... Why can't I think of what it's called? The one that's black but has like the halo
The dark
around it.
saber.
Dark saber. Would you want that?
Yes.
I think that's the most like fighting color for sure.
Fighting color.
Well, like,
You say black people fight?
each, like, in the legend before it was rebooted by Disney, each, like, lightsaber color had its own meaning. Like, green was more of those who were, like, focused on using the Force and knowledge, while blue was more of the, was more of, like, the combat and, like, swordsman. Then yellow was, like, the protector. And purple was for Samuel L. Jackson. And then red was Sith.
Right.
Purple's a pretty good fighting color, I feel like. I don't know anything about Star Wars at all.
You're missing out.
Yeah, you are.
I've heard.
But the only reason I was able to get into it was because of lockdown. Like, I would have never set aside the time on purpose to get caught up on Star Wars. I just happened to have that life moment where I didn't really have a choice.
Right.
And I'm glad I did.
Cool.
Kind of like yesterday, I was stuck in bed all day, but I got a couple things done I've been wanting to do for like 2 years. I literally have not had the time to do it since Theo's been born.
Yeah.
But yeah, I made a whole blanket yesterday, and I did some... Did you ever watch any, like, really, really cheesy Christian movies growing up?
My grandma had, like, a subscription to a service that would be, like, monthly, would just give her really weird movies that, like, were all probably made over the course of a couple weeks on the budget of maybe $200 max.
Oh my gosh.
But
That sounds like some good quality content there.
it was... We enjoyed them as a little kid, and then even as we got older, but for different reasons. And when we enjoyed them, same reason I like going to see my cousins and stuff perform at high school musicals.
Mm-hmm.
You just like watching the chaos. Like, typically everyone involved knows what they're making is garbage, but they still give it their all, and it's entertaining.
Yep.
Like,
I
one of
wonder
them
if
was
it's
the
part of that production.
Rob Lowe Christmas shoes movie.
Rob Lowe's in every single movie, dude. He's in every TV show, every movie. He shows up at some point. I'm serious, man.
I think this was like the part of his career where he was trying to get back on the good side after making a sex tape with someone he thought was 18 years old, but was not.
Wow. I can't place Rob Lowe's face right now, but I know that I know him.
you ever seen Parks and Rec?
Handsome guy. He's like the
Yeah.
handsome guy. in
Chris
every single
Traeger.
thing.
The city manager in Parks and Rec.
I don't know it well enough to. I just need to see his face really quick. Meanwhile, what's a franchise that you like? Or it could just be a concept, doesn't have to be already made, but something you wish there was a video game for. And if it's a franchise, it might already have a video game, but it might suck. So, if you think
Okay, a
there's
franchise
a
that
better way.
needs a good video game. Is
Yes.
that okay? The NBA. No, just kidding. Those games are great.
Yeah, I remember now.
Imagine Thrive, the video game. Create a program. Try it on the kids. They're all screaming. Blow the whistle. Didn't work.
Try again. Like a D&D
You failed.
Like a D&D based game where it's just an after school program for kids. Like roll for your chances of luck. Let's see if the whistle worked. It didn't work. What do you do now?
Yeah, I like that. I wouldn't play it though.
Franchise. There's got to be a The Office, the game, right? There's probably
I
at least
think I've seen ads for it on Reddit, like a
there's
mobile
probably
game.
at least like The Office trivia games or something, right?
Probably. I know there's games for this that already exist, but I want a newer one. Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could get really interesting if you had like a whole map like you do for Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, that would be so fun.
I think there's actually one recently. Now that I think about it, like when the Xbox One first came out, I feel like there was one that was fairly popular. I don't remember for sure.
Could be so much chewing in this place.
Yeah.
For some reason, this bag was like already greasy before it even.
I know.
popped.
Why is it so wet on the outside?
I have no idea.
Okay, so this isn't a question. It's just, I just found it in my notes and I wanted to. So this is not going to make any sense. But the post that I took it from, I'm not going to be able to find it again. And it really didn't make that much more sense when it was in complete sentences. So, it was just one picture and just so much text on it, but certain words were highlighted and bigger. And so I just I made a comment and I just said, for those who like a condensed version, here are the highlighted parts. It reads like a perverted poem. Enjoy. And so I'm going to read it to you and just start throwing out guesses of what the heck you think the topic is, okay?
Okay.
Most fragrant, fruits the sweeter, trees the
Shampoo.
healthier. No. Swelling, tree cancers. Cleaner, water of Shiva. Holy liquid, heavenly health, super normal powers.
Catholic Church.
Nope. Beautifying protocol, vibrant. Destroys,
Essential
wiped
oils.
out. No, but you're getting closer. Prevents the growth, a
Crude
number of
oils.
viruses. Consciousness, urea, growth hormone, decades. Antibodies, viruses, toxins, bowel movements.
Viruses.
Purified sterile solution.
Oh man.
Some sort of holistic medicine thing.
Mm-hmm. The next word is the
For-
answer.
So holistic medicine for contraception.
No.
Okay.
Urine. It's about drinking urine.
I don't want to live on this earth anymore.
Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Every time you pass it, there's a period after all those words. This is the last stanza here. Filtered blood plasma. Adjust temperature. Adjust structure. Hydrate. Fastest hydrating, you. Anything you consume, you merge with. There's a whole page of, like, the benefits about drinking your own urine.
I feel like I've seen that before. I don't... Yeah, I don't want to live here anymore.
So hear me out.
Uh-oh.
We make edible arrangements. An edible arrangements video business. And they're just brownies cut out into shapes and put on sticks.
I feel like that's one of the options for the actual edible arrangements product.
Right, but they're edibles.
Oh, edibles. Oh.
I mean, there's lots of different kinds of edibles. You can do gummies and all kinds of stuff, right?
So edibles
It
arrangement.
doesn't just have to be edibles arrangement.
I got that idea just because we were in Florida and there was an edible arrangements shop right next to a vape shop. And that's how I got the idea. Probably do well in Denver.
Or Michigan or Illinois.
Definitely Illinois. Even though it's probably illegal in Illinois, but nobody does anything in Illinois.
The Denver market might be saturated, but that might be a new concept. I don't know.
But think about it for your significant other. The perfect wedding gift. Baby shower, we gotcha.
Yeah, I'm gonna pass on that.
Edible brownie babies.
It's amazing.
Getting lifted on some babies over there.
No. No.
I'm just thinking about what I could say that cut out of context would make no sense.
You should just make a compilation of all the weirdest things, like turn into a short for YouTube or something.
Definitely.
Just the weirdest things you've said.
It'd be fun, yeah.
Those are hard work to make, but those are like my favorite things.
For sure.
If only we were famous enough to just have a fan do it.
Right? That's our one video that blows up. Nobody knows who we are. It's true, man. Or you can have one blow up, but it's all negative attention. That's what happened to us.
Yeah.
I was like, we were like getting views, like, this is it, we're making it. It didn't go well.
There's the YouTube channel.
It was a good video though. It's all their fault. I was calling someone out, and since it had their name in it, all of his fans just attacked me. Yeah.
They were mostly 8-year-olds, but still.
Yeah, they were all 8-year-olds. Or younger.
There's entire...
Or you do.
There's entire YouTube channels dedicated just ragging on other YouTubers, and like, I watch them so much. Like, it'll just be documentaries about like how this YouTuber fell and like is no longer popular, or what went wrong with this YouTuber, or it's like, I've never heard of most of these people, but I'm gonna watch it anyway. Like, I had never ever heard of the Nikocado avocado.
Oh my gosh.
But I've seen 3.5 hours worth of content about him in the past 6 months.
Yeah.
Just not even one of his videos, just about his fall from being a vegan influencer to a fat slob mukbang drama person.
Yeah, it's sad.
I truly do have some, I do kind of feel bad for him a little bit.
I think he's genius. I think it's all fake. Like
It definitely is partially, premeditated.
I think he's either like really, really, really mentally ill, or really smart to do this all. Just like, because each one of his videos gets millions of views now. Just people trying to see the train wreck. Like,
Right.
it's either really smart or really sad.
Yeah, but either way, he still has
Unhealthy,
destroyed his
yeah.
body, and that
That's
just hurts to see. Have you seen the Meat Canyon cartoon of his?
Meat Canyon?
You don't know who Meat Canyon is?
No.
It's a creepy, weird guy that Isaac likes to watch. But he makes
Shocker.
really disturbing animations. To me, they're really disturbing. Isaac, he just thinks they're cool, but...
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
I feel like if I
Just
search Meat
grotesque.
Canyon, it's gonna...
He's an like, I've seen his face and like him actually talking too, and he seems like a really interesting, cool guy. But yeah, I can't watch all of his cartoons because I'd rather be happy.
I just searched and the first one is the regrettable Pawn Stars cartoon that has like the guy from Pawn Stars and Jesus, like a grotesque, ghoulish version of Jesus on the cross.
That's really weird.
I'm gonna watch it later.
The first one Isaac sent me are of these two birds, and they start like making out with their tongues. And they're in the end there's like a cat that was watching them, and it just is like gets scared out of its mind and just like it goes away. Like it was gonna
he
attack
sent me
him,
that
but
one.
yeah, that was one of the first ones I think he saw, and so but yeah.
I know he showed me one. I don't remember which one it was, though. I remember. Isaac follows some weird channels, man.
Yeah.
What was that one, like, with the deer? It's not animated, but it's like claymation or something. You know what I'm talking about? Maybe it's not claymation. It might be animated, like 3D animation.
Oh, those can get weird too.
And it's like a deer. It's like a hunter and a deer, and the deer like eats him, or something. I don't remember. It's really weird though. I feel like it's claymation. I think it's actually claymation.
I have not seen that.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna search claymation deer eating hunter. Excuse me.
But yeah, we gotta find that movie. I'm gonna find it somehow. And once I do, I'm gonna make a video about it.
We weren't watching it on DVD, right? Like it was on TV.
No, we were watching on DVD. Yeah.
It could still be in her house. Well, I mean, she's moved, but
It's true.
we have to raid her DVD collection. That's what we have to do, Jason. The internet has not helped us. I tried Reddit. I've tried whatismymovie.com. I've tried just scrolling through
The Devil Words.
the Dove Foundation, just in case it was, because it seemed like it was one of those kind of movies. But I don't know where else to turn at this point. IMDb, you can only search by the title, as far as I know, at least on mobile. So, I don't know if there's a more refined way to search.
Wild. Although I kind of feel like, this is just what I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong about this. I feel like we've merged two movies, and the Tom Hanks was a different movie.
Yes, because we watched multiple movies that day. After that one, we watched another one about this guy with, that learned how to chop wood and love Jesus. And so, I
Sounds
don't
like
know.
a country song.
Chop wood and love Jesus. Man.
Yeah,
Because I feel like the Tom Hanks one was like a Christmas movie.
I used to be so sure that it was Tom Hanks for years.
Oh, yeah.
But he was barely even acting at that age. at the age that I think he was.
I know.
To me,
He barely
he
acted in the
seemed
movie, though.
16.
He was only in the movie for like 30 seconds
Yeah.
or less.
But yeah, the stuff that he was first in is not even closely related to that, so.
Yeah, because he was like first in horror movies and stuff for some reason.
I'm really curious now, like, just based off of the limited information, I'm gonna not sleep until I find it.
Please, I would love you forever.
Alright,
Still.
that's a bit much.
Do you know the name of this subscription service that your grandma had? Because, I mean, it could be the same. Was it PureFlix or was it something else?
Pureflix.
I don't think it was PureFlix. I feel like it's something
Sounds
older.
worse than PureFlix.
It was 100% worse than PureFlix, and PureFlix is like my least favorite studio, but also my favorite studio because for opposite reasons.
Yeah. So, do you think it's still around, or do you think it was just a thing of the past?
I don't know. I remember she said she stopped it. Like, she had it up until like the 2010s. So
Okay. And they sent her physical DVDs, or it was like a TV?
it was like originally VHS tapes, and then way after VHS tapes were no longer a thing, they were still doing VHS tapes, and then DVDs, like when Blu-ray came out, and then
Okay.
are you gonna start making mukbangs?
Well, I turned my microphone down too much. Well, well.
Whale.
I feel like this is a good ending.
Sure.
Bye.
Bye.